Okay, hey everybody, welcome to another Paint the Edge Off, where I teach you to make a cool painting in about an hour and get a little drunk doing it. My name's Joel, and today we will be painting this right here. Moonlit horse, okay? It's a nice little cool little scene there. A little horse neighing into the abyss. So that's what we're doing today. I'm going to tell you what exactly you're going to need to make this painting. First, like always, follow, like, share, subscribe, all the things. I've got links up here. Also, with every class I give away a free giveaway painting. All you got to do is correctly answer my completely subjective trivia question first in the comments, and I will send you a free painting of your choice. Okay, that being said, let's go over what you're going to need for this painting. You're going to need a canvas. I use 16 by 20 canvas for my paintings. You can use whatever size you want. I've also got paper towels here. Okay, I've got a water cup. You're going to need some kind of water cup. This is acrylic paint. So you need a water cup to mix with your paint. I've also got whiskey, okay? I have a blow dryer that helps me dry my paintings, get through them nice and fast. And then I've got some tools here. So I've got just a regular pencil, okay? I've got a piece of chalk here that's just regular sidewalk chalk. I've got a Sharpie, okay? And then I've got 4 brushes. I've got my big flat brush, my medium flat brush, medium round brush, and a small round brush, okay? So take those 4 brushes, put those bristles down in your water cup, leave them there anytime you're not using them, and let's see, what else? We got paint colors, we got black, we've got white, we've got yellow, and we've got phthalo blue, okay? Only 4 colors for this one, so, you know, you don't need a ton of colors for this, which is kind of nice. And yeah, so, with that being said, let's take a shot, paint the edge off, and yeah, paint the edge off. All right. Let's get the old shot counter going. What's up, Nate? How you been? Okay, so first thing we're gonna do on this is we're just gonna draw in where our moon's gonna be, just to kind of give us a little reference here. What I want to do is kind of go up about halfway up my canvas, make a little line. Okay, and that's gonna be kind of where the top of my little rock cliff there is. Okay, so you can kind of see a little better that way. And then I'm going to take a paper plate, and I'm going to put this right here and just draw this in, stencil this in. I'm going to basically put it right in the center where this line is. So it's basically kind of right in the middle of the canvas. You can move it up a little bit from the middle. Maybe that'd be a little better. And I'm just going to trace this. So I have a nice, perfect circle there. Oh, just twerking. Dude, how's that VR? Saw you got a new VR there, Nate. How you been liking that? Okay, let's take our Sharpie now, and we're gonna trace this in. Let's see. Beth says it should be a wolf, not a horse. Well, okay. Maybe it will be. I'll have to look up a picture of a horse or a wolf. I mean. Okay, now I'm gonna take my Sharpie and just kind of lightly, not lightly. I'm just gonna kind of just go around this. I'm not too worried about how perfect it is. This is just going to be able to show through our... Okay, that wasn't a very good one, but whatever. Okay. Wolf Link. Wolf Link? Like Link from Zelda? Okay, let's get painting. First thing we want to do is probably take another shot. And then we're going to mix up some blue, some yellow, make ourselves a nice little light teal. And then we'll kind of work our way out from the background, then we'll do the moon and all that later. Cheers. Mm. 2 shots. Okay. Let's get some blue. Let's get some yellow. Drop it first. And some white. Let's get lots of white. Okay, let's take our big brush out of our water cup here. Tap it off. Give it a little taparoo. Okay, and I'm going to start by mixing some blue and yellow here to make a green. Then I'll mix some white in there. So also I'm stirring my water in with my paint as you go. You want to get water stirred in or else you're going to have the drips. And let's get some white in here. Okay, let's get this. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see. Now we want to start with our lightest color. So whatever I'm going to mix up here, I'm going to mix with a bunch more white to kind of make a light version of it. This is kind of, this would be kind of our dark teal. All right, let's take this. Let's just take what's in our brush and just mix that up with a whole bunch of white. And I have a feeling I'm going to need more white in a minute. It happens. Need more white. There we go. Okay, now that's pretty light. I still want a little bit whiter color. Let's grab some more white. Okay. It should also be Patron instead of whiskey. Oh, really? Ooh, tequila? Look, Beth just comes in here and tells me what I should be doing. I mean, I appreciate the feedback, but I'm not really a tequila man myself. But I mean, I can be, I guess, but... Okay, we've got our light teal color here. Let's take this color, and I'm just going to start. I'm going to go inside the circle first, okay, because I want to make sure there's no empty white space between the moon and the background here. So I'm basically cover up what I just drew. That's why I painted, that's why I drew the Sharpie, so it kind of showed through. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out. I'm going to make myself a nice little circle here. And there we go. Okay, in just a minute I'll put up the trivia question. And you suckers can guess the trivia question. Alright, let's take, I'm going to go to this a little bit darker teal now. I'm going to paint this in around here. Just kind of going a little darker as I'm going. Now I'm just trying to go in that circular motion. And there we go. Get a little bit darker right here and kind of blend this in. So it looks like it's getting darker as it goes out. There we go. Alright, so what else? Okay, it could be a wolf. What else you guys want to see? Beth, you got any other suggestions? Hey Beth, look at my awesome new set piece here that my dad made. My dad has a laser cutter and he's just going ham with it. I think he's addicted. Okay, now I'm taking my dark teal, that very first teal that I mixed up, that's the darkest. I'm going to take that out here. There we go. And let's take that all the way around my big circle. There we go. Now I'm going to get even darker. I'm going to take some more blue into my mixture here. So as I go out, once I get past this point, I'm just going to take some blue, maybe stir that with our teal a little bit, and take that out here. Alright, so we'll take a little bit of blue here, mix that in. And now there's still some teal in my brush, so I can kind of just like press down on that and get some of that teal back. Let that mix with the paint, the blue paint that's in my brush right now. Alright. There we go. Oh, how's everybody doing today? Happy Wednesday. Another Wednesday in 2020. Okay. So now we're kind of getting it mixing out, gradient, going to our dark colors towards the outside edge. There we go, yeah. Now at the very bottom I'm just going to take blue, just more and more blue, so just getting darker and darker towards the bottom. And then that's how we're going to finish out the background. Okay. Okay, we just, let's put some blue in there. Okay. Because blue needs a chance to... Blue wants to hang out too, okay? He's kind of stealing the show a little bit, this blue is, but... the other colors love him, so... They'll let him. Is that my phone? Okay, there we go. So we pretty much got the background now. I could take some more colors and throw them in there. I could take a little bit of this color and turn my brush sideways and make some little... I don't know, little aura lines. Looks like give some other colors going through there. Then go back and kind of brush them a little bit so we get some variations in our background. Now, if you like it just nice and perfectly blended, leave it how it is. Okay, you do that. All right, but if you want to, add a little pizzazz, you want to church it up a little bit. You could add some other colors out here. Maybe we could put some greens, somewhere. Maybe some greens out here in this blue section. Whoa. Then I could go back. I could blend them a little bit. I could brush them and blend them a little bit. Okay, but yeah, get your background where you like it. Again, there's one thing that's to be said about, knowing when to stop. You could go all day if you wanted, but knowing when to stop is a handy thing. There's a good thing in art. Okay. Anywho, let's take a shot and paint our side edges, and I'll put the trivia question up. So like always with all my classes, I give away a free painting every class. You just have to correctly answer my trivia question. All right, cheers. Okay, today's trivia question. Now, Bob Saget passed away this week. And we've been losing some good ones, him and Betty White. Bob Saget, a.k.a. The Sag, which coincidentally was also Betty White's nickname. But, yeah, it kind of sucks, you know. They've been losing some good ones. Norm Macdonald just passed, you know, I can't remember, it was like a couple months ago when he died. But, man, Norm Macdonald was he's one of the funniest guys ever. It kind of takes a minute to get to, I don't know, he's so out of this world, he's kind of weird, you know, I didn't really get him at first. Then after you hang in there and watch a bunch of his stuff, you realize he's one of the funniest people ever. Okay, so in honor of Bob Saget, today's trivia question is, in the series Full House, how did a newscaster, a failed comedian, and a struggling musician afford a 5+ bedroom house in the most expensive housing market in America? Okay, your options are A, Jesse and Joey's side business, where they reopened a club and they called it Smash Club, paid dividends. Okay, B, Joey and Jesse's radio show Rush Hour Renegades made bank. C, Danny was selling blow on the side. D, Jesse's band, Jesse and the Rippers paid the bills. E, what's Full House? Or F, Jesse's band Hot Daddy and the Monkey Puppets raked in the cash. Okay, so those are your trivia question options. All of those things were actually in the show. Even Danny selling coke. No, but the the band names, Smash Club. Wow, it's crazy that somebody actually. I guess was that a joke? I don't know why, but those were actual names, like in his band names. What was it? Daddy and the Monkey Puppets? I don't know. That was an actual name of a band that Jesse was in on the show, which I learned today looking up things about Full House. I mean, already knew, sorry. Okay, and we have a guess for F. Jesse's band, Hot Daddy and the Monkey Puppets, raked in the cash. Okay. F is taken. But if anybody else wants to guess, you know, hey, who knows what the answer is? I'll never tell. Oh, let's see. What's been going on this week? I don't remember now. Just been working a lot. Coronavirus is just back with a vengeance, fucking everything up. And I don't know if we're ever gonna get out of this. I would just hope at some point, you know, if this new variant's more mild, maybe at some point it gets more mild and we can live our lives, you know, and just get a shot and handle it like we handle the flu or something. I don't know. Getting real tired of this coronavirus stuff, though. Unlike everyone else who's just a huge fan of it, which I want to meet the guy who just loves coronavirus. Like, yeah, it's great. Actually, you know, I do kind of like quarantining. I was really hoping we'll never will quarantine again, probably, but just really hoping with the new variant we could just quarantine and the government would just pay us a bunch of money and we could go back to just quarantine for a month. And just take like a month. Everyone stays inside for like a month. You know, quarantines and run our business from home. And then go back to life after, you know what I mean? But we can never do that. Okay, so now we've got the background is pretty much dry. Let's see. What we want to do is we want to draw in some things now. Now that's why I've got my chalk. Okay, take your blue chalk, and this is where I'm gonna draw on kind of where my little cliff is. Okay, there's that line again that I started with. Let's draw that out, and let's just draw a little cliff for Ruski. Now I'm just gonna draw this line straight out. And on the bottom, give it a little bump there. Another, as it kind of goes down, I'm kind of going in like little notches as I go, not just like a straight line. You could do that, but I think it's good to do a couple of notches. This reminds me of all the cliffs I remember seeing drawn on things like, The Lion King, Disney movies. That looks like a cliff kind of, right? There we go. And yeah, there's that. I'm not going to draw the horsey or wolf or whatever in yet, because we're going to paint the moon in, and then after that, we'll have to redraw it in anyway. So I'm not going to do that right now. But I will draw in kind of like where the little trees are going to be. I'm going to draw little treesies right there. And then, we'll draw some little trees here. Oh, there's kind of a little tree line. And that's just, believe it or not, that's not an exact pattern. I just kind of wiggled my hand and drew it there. Okay, so just go for it. Now, the moon. Now, if I look closely, I can see my Sharpie line there. You can see it vaguely. Not completely, but I can see it pretty close. It's probably hard to see this blue on some of these teal parts, but it's there, okay? Okay, let's see that. That looks pretty round enough. Okay, let's take our brush. We're going to take our big brush down and just really wash it out, okay? Wash the shit out of that brush there. Just wash the crap out of it. Really wash it. Alright, you teach your brush a lesson. It's got to think about what it's done. Okay, now sometimes whenever I'm going to straight white paint, I want to make sure it's really clean because these other colors will show through. So I'm going to take this brush and kind of do that, and that'll show me it's got a little bit of faint bluish green in there, but it's pretty good. There's no dark bluish greens or teals or anything, so I think it's okay. Okay, let's take a shot, get some white paint on our plate, and we'll keep going. Ha! Ha! Let's see, have any of you guys gotten coronavirus? How's it been? It's actually, at work, I haven't gotten it yet, but I just decided I'm just going to start scheduling, Hail Satan or Hell Satan. But I just decided I'm just going to get a test every week. Or just start scheduling tests just random because I'd feel kind of irresponsible if I never got tested because I could just be asymptomatic, But I was supposed to get one to a test today, and they called me and was like, "We are out of tests." And so I'm like, "Okay, am I gonna have a rescheduled appointment?" Like, "No, you just have to make another one and hope that we have one when you get it." And I'm like, "Okay, cool, thanks." Nate said, well, first he said Hell Satan. I think he meant Hail Satan. I don't know, or just Hell Satan. But he said he just had 0 symptoms. So. Whiskey. Nate, may I ask how you even knew you had it then? Like, why'd you get tested? Did you just expose to somebody and you got tested out of precautionary test? Or, because you said you didn't have any symptoms, right? You just went, was it a rapid test? Was it a PCR test? Okay, let's take our big brush, tap it off on your cup. Okay, tap, tap, tap-a-roo. Then we're going to take our brush, we're going to stir it in with our white paint. Now, my water in my water cup is kind of tealish from the paint in my brush that I washed out, but if there's no paint in your brush, it will go away. Like, just the water might look like it's going to change the color of the white at first, but it won't. Now, if there's paint in your brush, it will. Alright, so that's why I'm kind of really stirring this in, getting all the water mixing in. Okay. Okay, took an at-home test because we were around a bunch of people that were positive. Typical COVID story from what I understand. All right, let's take our white paint and let's go ahead and start brushing this all in. Okay, now on the edges I might turn my brush on that skinny side, and if I hold it flat to my canvas, just kind of twist my brush as I go, but keep it flat to my canvas, meaning I'm not leaning it up and down, I'm not using the corner. Some people, round edges some people like the round brush better for round edges. I've just gotten so used to doing it with these flat brushes and just holding it and just twisting my hand as I go. But what works for me may not work for you. We're all special little snowflakes, okay? We're all unique little flowers and all that shit. So if it doesn't work for you, try something else. Try your round brush, maybe. There we go. I think the top of the moon, I couldn't see my line that I had drawn, so I'm going to draw this bottom part as closely as I can to where I drew it. And then the top part I might go back and fix up. Let's see how uncircular. That's actually pretty circular. That's not a bad circle. Okay, you always got to be careful painting circles because every time you want to go back and fix something like this, and you end up doing something, you're like, oh, I want to change this side, and you just gets out of control after a while. So let's do this. Let's take a shot. Let's talk. Let's see. Last Wednesday I got pretty hammered, super hammered on the show. And then I went to a little trivia night. Went out with my girlfriend for the first time forever to go do something IRL, and did some trivia. And you know, one of my friends there, I appreciate his honesty, but he was telling somebody else like, "Oh yeah, Joel he paints and he drinks and paints. It's funny or whatever." And he goes, "Oh, and there's this other girl. You know, this other girl. She paints." And he said something. I can't remember how he phrased it, but he was like, "I don't really like how I don't really like your art that well, but it's pretty funny to watch or something like." And I can't remember phrase, but it came off like your paintings aren't very good, you know. And I thought that was kind of funny, but I will say it is true. And just so everyone's clear, I'm doing easy paintings that anyone can do. Okay, so but I think after that, I was like, I need to do some hard paintings once in a while, so people don't think that I can't do hard paintings, but. I guess I got a little, defensive about that. Cheers! But that's, I can't act like that's the first time that's happened. People have said that before, like, yeah, I mean, she's way better than you, but I'm just like, oh, okay. Yeah, they do art well, but I mean, like, no offense, but they're like a lot better artists than you, and I'm like, alright, well, I get it. If this is all you're basing my art skill on, I understand. Let's see, trivia question one more time. In the show Full House, how did a newscaster, a failed comedian, and a struggling musician pay for a 5+ bedroom house in the most expensive housing market in America, San Francisco? A. Jesse and Joey's business Smash Club paid dividends. Joey and Jesse's radio show Rush Hour Renegades made bank. C. Danny was selling coke on the side. D. Jesse and Joey and Jesse. Oh, I put Jesse and Jesse. Oh, no, Jesse's band Jesse and the Rippers paid the bills. E. What's Full House? Or F, which has already been guessed. Jesse's band Hot Daddy and the Monkey Puppets raked in the cash. Okay, so those are your that's your trivia question and the answers there. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna blow dry this. I'm gonna put another little layer of white paint on here. Okay, just because I can still kind of see some of the blues through there and things. I want to make this a nice, solid, bright moon here. Okay. Now I'm gonna get as close as I can to the edges, but I'm not gonna compromise the shape of my moon when I do that. Okay, I'm just gonna try to get out there. I'm just gonna try to get back out there, and paint moons, Just trying to get back in the game, the moon painting game. You guys know how that goes. Just going to try to, I'm just going to do it sensible. Put my head down, get back in the moon painting game, and just do whatever I can to paint moons, okay? No, I mean, like your art's, it's cool, it's funny, but, like, she's actually, like, a good artist. Oh, thanks. No, yeah, like, I like your art, but, like, they're actually, like, a good artist. Like, oh, cool. Yeah, I don't know how to paint. Okay, there we go. Someday I'll get over it. Maybe. Okay, let's take our big brush here. Let's take it back out of our water cup. Let's stir it back in with some more white paint. And what we're going to do now is we're going to paint another thick. We're going to make sure this is a nice thick layer of white because we're going to blend in some grays and, do all kinds of damage to that moon there. We're just going to fuck that moon up. All right, let's get some more white. We're going to need lots of white. And let's take our trivia question down. Okay, let's get a bunch of white paint. And we're just going to fill this back in, and then we're going to mix. I'm going to take some black, we'll mix some gray, then we'll do some little texturization. Okay, let's just start with white one more time. Go one more layer with white paint over this. Get a nice solid moon in there with lots of thick white paint that'll stay wet for a minute that we can blend some grays in with. And we should probably take a shot too, honestly. If we're being honest, before we get going too hard. It's like taking your vitamins, you got to remember to take your vitamins. I got to remember to take my shots, okay? Oh, shot counter, where are you? Hiya. Okay, anyway, white paint. What was I doing? White paint. All right, let's put some white paint in here. Ow, ow, ow. Hee hee. Ow, ow, ow. Did it look rough? I was having a great time. Nate says that looked rough. Well, it was rough. One of the hardest things I've ever done. And I do it for you, Nate. I do it all for you. Nate, you gonna match me shot for shot? Come on, man. A real friend would match me shot for shot, so just putting that out there. Okay, let's take some black. Just a little bit of black. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and switch to my small flat brush. Oh, excuse me. Tap it off. Start with my white paint. And let's get some gray in here. Okay, let's mix up some gray here. And the painting, if you look there, the gray is not super dark, but here's the thing. I'm gonna make kind of a dark gray because once I start mixing this in with my white paint, it's gonna lighten up automatically anyway. So I might go make a little bit darker gray than I plan on using anyway, because I can always brush it in and mix it and all that. So now before my white paint dries, I want to move kind of fast. So I've got my gray paint mixed up here. And what I want to do is kind of start with maybe my edges. Let's kind of put some of this around the edge. We're edging, ladies and gentlemen. That's dirty. That's dirty, Joel. Hey, that's dirty. Alright, let's put some of that around here. Hey, that's dirty. Okay, now once I get on the right side, I'm going to use the wide side of my brush here. Just kind of also try to get this more round, but it kind of fades off there. You kind of work with that because you got the white. I didn't go all the way to the edge. I left a little bit of white around the edge, so I've kind of got that as like a little buffer zone that I can kind of play with that edge and try to make these round. rounded brush strokes as much as I can, okay? So you're working right now at the bar? Are you at the bar IRL? I just learned IRL. I'm trying to use it all the time now. Are you projecting that? Are you have this on the TVs there? 'Cause that'd be pretty cool. Let's see. A little bit of this up here. And, you know, I'm basically going to leave this kind of section here the lightest. But I'm going to keep mixing this in so it's kind of like slowly gradient kind of going up into this little section. Okay, now, second thing we're going to do, take a shot, and then quickly, before it gets too too dry here, I'm going to take a paper towel, and I'm going to do something real technical, and add some texture to my moon. Cheers. Ah. Shot 7. Okay, let's take a paper towel here. Shit. Let's take a paper towel. Okay. Now, I want to wad this up, but there's a very specific way I do it, okay? See if you can follow along. What I want to do is do this, and then this, and then that, and then this, and then there you go. You have the perfect wadded up paper towel, okay? Okay, so do that exactly. Okay, here we go. And I'm just going to start dabbing this in. Now, this is just going to give me some texture. Okay, this is going to give me some texture. And let's just take that in there. If I... Now, I can even go into this white space because I don't have any paint on my paper towel, really. I've picked up, you know, some... Now, the thing you want to be careful about is around these edges. And I wouldn't get too close to the edges anyway because it kind of looks like, you know, where it's curving around... That shadow's kind of curving around. Even if there are a bunch of craters around the edge, you're not going to see that too much around the curve because it's science. But let's just go ahead and just keep dabbing this in all through the middle. Good girl. Now, then after that, what I would recommend is take a good, like, step back like 10 feet from your painting. Look at it and scratch your chin like this. And then all of a sudden you'll have an epiphany. But it really helps to step back from your painting once in a while. If I kind of look at my whole moon here and I think, what's it missing? What's it missing? Well, I think it needs some more gray in a couple sections, darken it up. So what I'll do is I just go back in and do the same thing I just did, right? Take a little bit of my dark gray, put some right here. I feel like this should be a little darker in here. And it can lighten up there. That's fine. That's fine. It's fine with me. I don't care. I'm fine with it. I'm not even bothered by it. But let's go ahead and darken up some areas. Maybe some there. Maybe some like right here. Maybe a little dark section in here. Okay, but just kind of I want to add a little bit more gray. A little more of the dark gray in here. All right, maybe a little bit down here. There we go. Oh, F yeah. Okay, and then I'll do another little texture layer there with my paper towel. Okay, so that gives us another chance to see exactly how I wadded these up, okay, because there's a very specific way I do it, okay? I take my 2 or 1 square, okay, exactly 8 inches long by 8 inches long, okay, that's number 1. Then you take it, fold it in half, okay, then you do this, you fold it like this first, and then up, and then around, and then you do this, you put your finger in the middle, and then you wad it, and then you press this here. Okay, and then there you go. Okay, just like that. Now I'm gonna go and I'm just gonna start dabbing away. Just dab the shit out of that moon. Okay, let that napkin just dance in there with those colors. Okay, you let that napkin just do whatever it wants. Okay, you let it do its business. Okay, look, that napkin's. It's earned its time here. Okay, you just let it bounce around. Don't fight it. There we go. Look at that. We got a cool ass moon. Look at that. Congratulations. Let's take a shot. I'll put the trivia question back up and blow dry for a minute, and we'll keep going. All right, trivia question again. How in the fuck did three guys who didn't make much money in San Francisco pay for a house that seemed infinitely large? So you got to think there's three grown men, three daughters, three girls, little girls. What's the oldest one's probably like in high school. She's probably like 15 or 16, somewhere in that range. But there's three girls. Even if the youngest two shared a room, I mean, that's at least 5 bedrooms, right? So, and then they also, I know they had a basement because at one point, Joey and Jesse started a radio show or something, and they used the basement as their studio. Also, whenever Jesse and his wife get together and they have the twins, when it would cut to them, it was like they had a whole other house inside their house or something. Like, so anyway, how did these three men pay for this mansion, basically, in San Francisco? I mean, makes no sense. So anyway, here's your answers. One of these is true, okay? So is it A, Jesse and Joey renovate a club and call it Smash Club for whatever reason? B, Joey and Jesse's radio show paid the bills. C, was Danny selling blow on the side? D, Jesse's band Jesse and the Rippers paid the bills. What's Full House? F is already guessed. I'm going to throw in G, they're squatting. It's another option. Give it a guess. Let me I think I had my shot that I took. And let's see how dry this is yet. We had a lot of paint. Oh, it's surprisingly dry. Take another second to dry that. You can always kind of smell a blow dryer when it's about to go out. It just like starts stanking. Okay. Should be good. Okay, now let's I'm gonna start doing the black now. What I do want to make sure I do here is I want to take my chalk and kind of redraw in some of this stuff here. Okay, so let's make our little cliff there again. There's our cliff again. I've drawn that in right here. I've got my black. I'll do the horsey pants last, okay? It's going to be hard to kind of see the chalk anywho, but I'm going to try, okay? Okay, let's take our big brush. Well, yeah, let's take our big brush. Really wash it out, because I just had white in it last. We're going to go from white to black. I don't want to make gray. I want to make solid black paint. I'm going to take a new plate with just black paint. Sweet summer living. All the rest of after this, I think it's just black for the rest of the painting. So, black's the only color you need at this point. Let's take our big brush, make sure it's clean. Let's get some black paint on there. All right. Whoa, excuse me. Well, excuse me again. Jeez Louise. Okay, let's take some black paint here. And let's start filling this bitch in. This stupid cliff. Okay, so let's paint this in all black. Alright, I'm just going to kind of... Now, luckily it's a cliff. Shouldn't be too exact, really, as long as it's an edge, a solid edge. It can have some bumps in there. Let it be exact, okay? Doesn't matter anyway. Summer living. I like to add country twangs to a lot of just regular songs, like, you know, rap songs. Shot collar, 20-inch baller. Wait. Ballers, 20-inch rims on the Impala. I think that's been done, though. It's not original. Okay, let's take some white here. Now, this is the one spot we're going to use some gray here. Okay, it's going to be mostly black, but this is the one spot. I'm going to take a little bit of gray. And what I want to do here is I want to put a little bit of gray here. And then I'm just going to kind of like maybe scoops, diddle-oops. Maybe put a couple white or gray sections kind of blending in there, and it's going to fade off. Mainly just right here at the top. Maybe put a decent amount of little gray in there, kind of blending in with the black. So it's just got a faint, tiny, faint little grays in there. Maybe I'll take a little bit more. Okay, something like that. And just let it blend in. Okay, so now our cliff has a little bit of shape to it, a little bit of volume, form, shape. Okay, I'm going to use my small flat brush for the next part, and then I'll use my small round brush. And let's take a shot. Let's see, how's everybody doing? I'm trying to think of, you know, it's funny because throughout the week, like, things happen, and I'm like, oh, that's funny, I should talk about that, and then I forget. But, I don't know. I don't know anymore. Nothing makes sense anymore. So, cheers! Ah! Okay, we're at 9 shots now. Okay, let's take our black paint again. I'm gonna take my my medium round brush, and I'm gonna take some black paint. Okay, I'm just gonna get some paint. I'm just gonna press it down, lay it down flat on both sides, flip it over, pull it through, and that keeps my brush nice and skinny there. You can kind of see how skinny it is. Ooh, now that's skinny. Okay, now before I start going crazy with all my little tree things, I'm just gonna kind of dab in and stuff. Let's draw some just random tree lines. Now the thing is, you don't really need to take too much time, or you don't really need to plan this out that well. You can if you want, if you're a perfectionist or something. If you're one of those A-types or something. You know, I'm probably technically an A-type or something. Take a Briggs-Myers test. Somebody ever taken a Briggs-Myers test? Apparently I'm ENTJ, which is Commander. And I'm reading about it, and everything's like, you're a bastard, you're this cold-hearted son of a bitch who people say things, and you're just like, whatever, I don't care. It's all about the bottom line for me. And I'm like, am I like that? And my girlfriend was like, kind of. So, I don't know, maybe it's correct, but I feel like... Also, though, I have to assume, you know, each personality type probably has like positives, negatives, and if you're not a piece of shit, you probably don't have too many of the negatives. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. I mean, none of the negatives are really that bad, but it's just kind of like, oh yeah, you're all business all the time. And I'm like, okay, I'm not just a barrel of laughs all day. I'm not like the most fun person. I don't really care about having fun, or, you know, I do things with a purpose, I guess. But like, I don't know. The way this personality test described me was like, I don't know. It was a little too, I don't know how to describe it. It was too commandery. I have a heart. Like, I don't know. Like, anyway. Can't remember when I brought that up. What was I talking about? I don't know. Okay, anyway, I've got my, I'm done with my small flat brush. Let's go our small round, or our medium round brush. Let's get black paint on there. And let's go ahead and take this. What we're going to do now is we're just going to kind of dab in all of our little trees. Okay, so I'm going to kind of start like along those little lines that we drew, those little top tree lines, right? Let's try to make that little, you know, as uneven as you can. Try to make that as, you know, random as you can. Oh shit, I went too far over. Well, whatever. Trees must be a little closer to our horse or wolf. Is Beth even still watching? Are you still watching, Beth? She comes in and goes, you should drink tequila. You should paint a wolf, not a horse. And then she leaves. So you know what, Beth? I'm going to do something besides a wolf just to spite you. Just kidding. Maybe I'll do a wolf. Okay, so let's paint in. So I'm just kind of painting in. I'm just kind of dabbing in these blacks. Kind of look like trees. Okay, so that's kind of what we're doing here, right? Now maybe I want to make it. It seems kind of a little too formulaic there. I'm gonna blob in some areas where it seems a little bit more solid in some areas. It just looks too evenly dispersed. Let's do that. Maybe let's blob in a section. Oh, that's white. Crap! I got white paint on my brush. What the fuck? Okay, whatever. All right. So I'm going to do the same thing down here in the bottom. I'm going to get more black paint. Let's take another shot, too. Excuse me. And we'll keep going. I tell you, I gotta start eating better, though. I've been eating like shit lately. Ha! Okay. Alright. Black paint. Oh, I should do my shot counter. Okay, trivia question one more time. How did these three guys in a full house afford this mansion, basically? You know what? I don't care about the trivia question. I don't think anyone else does either. Okay, but let's talk about people dying, though. What's up with that? Why do people keep dying? You know, shit, you know what? I think this is a Norm Macdonald bit, actually, where he's like, it seems like the thing they'd want to cure is this whole dying thing. It's a very simple concept, but it is funny. But it's true. It's just like, I don't know, it's not true. It's just a funny thing to talk about, I guess, but it's just crazy. It's just like you think, what was Bob Saget, like 65? He looked great, too. Like, just did not look like a guy who was about to die. To me, anyway. I don't know, maybe there's a bunch of pictures I didn't see, but like, he seemed... Oh, now if I tap really lightly, I get these really faint line, little blobs like that, little dabs like that. And that can be real nice. But yeah, let's see, Betty White's dying. Yeah, I think we're in the timeline that... I think we're on the timeline that sucks, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's the one we're in. I've decided I don't care. I'm just going to do what I want to do, and fuck it, you know. Betty White's dead. Norm Macdonald died. Who gives a shit anymore, you know? Like, just whatever. People are arguing over a fucking virus. I don't understand. Okay, here's what I don't get. How is coronavirus a political... Why is everything... It's like, as soon as one side... It's almost like this new thing happens, and it's like, well, what's the other side say? Well, they say that. Well, then I must be against it. It's like, why are we... I don't understand. Like, you'd think some things would transcend politics. Like, a virus that's this new pandemic thing that's across the entire world. Every country in the world is dealing with it, right? And there are scientists studying it from top to bottom, and people argue about this and make it a political argument. What's political about a health crisis? Like, there's no politics to this. It's just... Now, granted, not everybody knows everything. I understand questioning things. I mean, like, well, we know what is this. Do they really know? I get that. I don't like Big Pharma. I'm not just immediately ready to just do whatever Big Pharma says. Like, oh, hey, we made this. I get that to some degree. But at a certain point... Wait, Sydney, what? We need to take a shot and pour one out for our homies, because Sidney Poitier died. There was someone else, too, recently that I saw that died. Like, everyone's just dying. Alright, well, I'm going to try to... No, I'm not going to make that joke. Cheers. Sidney Poitier, Betty White, Bob Saget, The Sag. Poitier. It's a pretty cool name, though. Poitier. I always like that name. Man, that's crazy. Okay, let's finish this painting up before I break down into tears. You know what? Okay, so Beth said wolf, and then it's funny. There's just other. It's funny. There's different people that like will just say stuff. I have this friend of mine. I used to work with her. She's a long time ago. She's a good-hearted person. And everything. She's funny. She's just kind of like says what's on her mind, right? But she'll be like, I remember I'll put a painting up. She goes, "Make the background red," and it's just like all she would say in the comment. And it's like, okay, did you like the painting? Is there anything else? You should do a butterfly painting. And I was just like, okay, appreciate the comment. Now this isn't Beth who's saying this. I'm not like saying that Beth's doing the same thing, but it was funny. Like certain people say things to you that are really like, okay, I guess that's just your personality. And you just say things. I think Beth was just being funny, though. Because she is a funny person. But yeah, this other person I know, they just... it's like they just yell things at me that I should be doing. And I'm like, maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. Like, maybe back off. I'm just going to do a horse. I'm looking up animals that are howling at the moon. I'm just going to do another horse. Because I like the horse, okay? That's why I made it that way. Okay, let's do horsey here. Horsey time. Horsey sauce from Arby's. Okay, let's just draw... I'm just going to draw a basic line here. God, you guys can't even see that. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to draw a Sharpie. Okay, now this is... I don't recommend this at home. I'm doing this so you guys can see this on the camera. Okay, let's draw a little line here. Okay, that's kind of just like the center of the body. I'm just doing this for myself. And then what we want to do is let's just go here. Let's go. Okay, that's the width of the body. And they got a big old fat ass, right? Horse has got a big old fat ass. Let's see. There's that. Okay, now let's draw some legs. Okay, so let's draw these first little cone there, kind of, right? And then give a little space around another cone. Okay. Then line cutting back. Hope this paint's not still wet and getting into my... Okay, I'm going to draw the front legs later. Okay, we kind of got that neck, right? And then it kind of just goes cone. Okay, something like that. Then I got the 2 ears. I'm not going to draw that in because this is Sharpie. And I'm kind of freaking myself out doing this. Let's see. Okay, so there we go. Close enough. I'll draw the tail and I'll paint the ears in later. Let's take our small... I'm going to take my small round brush, okay? Small round brush. And let's take a shot before we do this, just to clear up any kind of, nerves. You got to be careful when you're painting, don't get nervous because you'll paint way worse, okay? So don't think about crippling nerves and how you could easily fuck this up, Don't think about that. My best advice to you is think about not thinking about that, like as much as you can. Don't think about it, Don't think about not thinking about the nerves. If you think about not thinking about it, you will do a good job. So, all right, cheers. Ugh. Okay, so take my black paint here. Let's fill this bitch in. Now the ass is a little too much of an ass there. Oh shit, maybe it wasn't. I fucked it up. Okay. Okay, well, I'm just gonna fill this in all black. I'm gonna start with this body here. Oh, excuse me. Did I count that shot? I don't remember. Okay, now we got this little back leg. Now, one thing I'm gonna do with the back leg is when I bring the leg down, I'm gonna go over this gray, right? Now it's subtle, but you can see that black covering this gray line across the top. And then it really does look more, you know, realistic. It looks more... It's a subtle thing, but it does have an effect there. I'm going to do the same thing with this leg. I'm going to make these legs pretty thick. This horse is thick. Okay, let's see. It's a fat-ass white pony. A pog. Oh, man. Gotta stop making so many porn jokes. It's really giving things away. Okay, let's see. Let's go up here. Now, let's see. The legs. I'm gonna start small. It's smart to start small. But, you know, a little thicker where they're coming out of the horse, you know, like the shoulder region, I guess, of that leg, or the bicep region of the leg. And then down there on the forearm region, you know, like... Now, gets a little... Okay, whatever, looks like, you know, 2 hooves and shit, so there we go, that's good enough. There we go. Now, the shape of the head's always kind of like the final defining factor, I feel like. So, let's do this first before we do this. Let's do a little horsey tail. Alright, let's just a little horsey tail, no big deal. Okay, let's put this head in here and let's start small. Start small. So I'm not going to go outside the shape of this head. I'm going to stay inside. And I kind of drew it small, or what I thought was small. It still might have been too big, but... Oh, shit. Okay. And that's a pretty good horse head. Let's make this come back a little bit further. Make this more of a... yeah, I better just... I do want to make it a little bit more square on the end. Okay, yeah, that's a... Okay. Now, ears, just going to do boink, boink. Okay, now I'm going to do a little mane, horse mane. Okay, good luck with that part. You know, horses are hard to paint, kind of. And you know what? And this neck's still too thick, probably. Whatever, you know. Hey, congratulations. We finished a painting today. Another hour-long painting that we did today. Nice, easy painting. Anyone can do this, okay? Even with... You could do it... With my instruction, you could get pretty close. And then just, you know, just take a little bit extra of your own, figure it out, and you can get it done. But, you know, I did it. And the answer to today's trivia question... how the fuck did these 3 guys in Full House pay for this house, right? It's true. The answer is F. Jesse's band, Hot Daddy and the Monkey Puppets, raked in the cash. Okay, so that's the answer. Congratulations, Nate. Nate wins a free painting. Nate, please take a painting from me. You can go through the Facebook. I mean, you can take it and use it as, like, you know, I don't know, something to wipe up spills at your house or something. I gotta get rid of these paintings. There's too many. But yes, that is how they really got through that. Okay, so a lot of people may say, "Oh my God, it's so unrealistic. How they do this? There's no way they could have paid for that on these three people's salary. This house would be astronomical, almost like Friends. How do they live in these houses in New York as like a waitress? There's no way." Ha ha ha. But that's not true. Okay. What happened was, and it's something they didn't have time writing in the script, was Daddy and the Monkey Puppets, the band that Jesse was in on a Full House, was a huge success. And really what happened was that he lucked into all of the royalties from being in one commercial for Wendy's. They never touch on this in the show, but he got raked in the cash from that. So that is how the family supposedly lived in that house. So just some trivia for you today. I'm here to give you trivia and educate you and, you know, teach you how to make a painting. Oh man, it's so great. Yeah. Bob Saget was in the Half-Baked movie and talked about sucking dick for blow, right? It's pretty great. So I kind of put that in there. But Nate, you're a real one. Congratulations. And everybody else, fuck off. No, I'm just kidding. Everybody else, thank you for watching, and I appreciate y'all. And I'm pretty drunk, so I'm signing off. Till next week, we're painting this Heart of the Jungle. I'm just starting over my catalog. I have like 56 paintings or something. I'm just gonna do one a week. This should last me a year. That's my plan. My plan is that I'll paint what I have right now. That'll last me a year, and over the course of this year, I'll make some new ones. Then next year, I'll start with some new ones, but just gonna do this and work on things. Hey, search me on TikTok. I'm making TikToks now. I'll be honest, I've got 12 coming out. I went back and I made so many videos, but I'm gonna be honest, the first like 3 or 4 or 5 are kind of clunky. You know what, guys? I'm tired of explaining myself to you. Hey, Nate, congratulations. I love you. And you know, when this whole thing gets sorted out, this coronavirus thing, we should get an apartment together. Just a little getaway for me and you know. Just a place to spend some time, you know, have a weekend away together sometime. If, you know, 3 broke brothers on Full House can do it, I think we can afford an apartment in Fayetteville. So, all right, till next time, goodbye. I love you all.